Welcome back to another episode of Check Out This Blade of Grass in Red Dead Redemption 2. Except this time we're not looking at a blade of grass, but instead a cabin which does spark the question, what's it for? Now, I've seen people talk about this online, and a friend of mine did mention that I should probably go ahead and check it out, so you know what, that's exactly what we're doing. So buckle up, because in today's video we're checking out the Loft. Doesn't that just sound like the hideout of a secret agent or a superhero? And that's how you know that it's going to be a disappointing video. So the Loft is located just a bit northwest of Ansburg, just a bit northeast of the O in New Hanover. It's quite up in the hills, so you're going to want to follow the roads to get here, otherwise shortcuts won't work. Essentially just follow the road along the northern part of the map, and before you know it you'll find the Loft. You really can't miss it. The first thing you'll probably spot is the tower that extends from the building. This is the Loft, so just head to that. The first thing you'll notice about this entire location is just how unique it is. There are many cabins dotted around the open world of Red Dead Redemption 2, and none of them look quite like this one. Before you head to the tower itself, you'll notice the camp outside the Loft, and it seems as if whoever was here left in a hurry, as you can find dirty laundry for one thing, and also the fires are still lit. Though at the same time I couldn't find any evidence that anything actually happened here. It just seems as if this post has recently been abandoned. You can stay here for as long as you want, nobody will come back. So why don't we go ahead and check out the interior of the Loft. Inside, first thing you'll probably notice is this high-tech Forest era looking thing that's on the table. Is it a communications device of some form? Probably, and it was probably very expensive for its time, which means that whoever owned this place was probably very well off. Then there's the high-quality looking gun cabinet with most of the guns missing. However, it does appear as if one is in there, so it means that whoever did take the rest of the guns might come back. You'll also notice a load of animal pelts around. For example, there's a couple on the walls and there's one on the floor. So is this a hunter's shack? That wouldn't necessarily explain why this place looks so well made, and at the same time it's got some form of communications device and a high quality gun cabinet. Furthermore, there's a super high detail map on the wall. There aren't many of these in the game, I don't believe, so this being here means that there must be some significance to this place. And since it's exclusively the Red Dead Redemption 2 map and there's no other areas around it like surely there would be, I'd imagine it's the same as the fast travel map. So why is this here? Because I doubt people are fast traveling from here. Then of course you've got the chest by the bed, which you can actually open and search. Inside you'll find predator bait and gun oil, among what looks like a load of letters. What are they for? Who are they from and who are they intended to? They look unopened, so what are they doing here? Now inside the cabin there is only one bed, and outside there are tents where other people seemingly slept. And considering the layout of this interior, it seems like some form of bureaucratic system. So what I'm trying to say is this doesn't seem to be a hunter's shack per se, it seems to be more government style. Then of course there's this ladder which leads to a balcony up top, so why don't we head up there. Once we get up here we'll notice a breathtaking view, a pair of binoculars and some provisions. But that view is stunning and you can see a lot from up here. So is it for the view or is it a vantage point? No matter which way you cut it, this view is surely a bonus. So who once occupied this place? One thing I did notice are the abundance of provisions here, which makes me think, are these rations? If so, it would make sense with regards to this place having a military purpose. Now this isn't the only interior here. Now what if I told you this place had a shady dungeon? Well, that's not true. It does have a cellar though. What goes on down there? Well, why don't we find out? Hopefully we won't get, you know, killed or anything. Well, let's head down and see. When you head down here, you'll notice that this is just a place filled with ammunition, hunting traps, and heavy weaponry such as bloody cannonballs. Jesus Christ, what's going on here? What kind of animal needs to be shot with a cannon? Are they hunting the mysterious T-Rex? They're about 65 million years late. This would reinforce the idea of this place having both a hunting and military purpose, as there's a lot of things to suggest that they do hunt a lot, which they would need to for food. Those rations can only go so far, which is confirmed by the amount of pelts around, but surely if they were hunting for food, they would hunt herbivores, not wolves, as that's what a few of these pelts look like. As for cannonballs and an abundance of ammunition, that's surely not just for animals. You never know, they might just really have a hatred for wolves, but I'm not so convinced. Then there's the abundance of wood that's just stocked up outside of the Loft, which is obviously for fires and possibly repairs if the Loft ever needed it. Now back to the cannonballs. What's odd about them is despite there being cannonballs down in the cellar, there aren't any cannons here. So could the Loft be a military storage facility? I mean, probably not. It doesn't seem stocked up enough for that. So there's got to be something else going on here. In Red Dead Online, the Loft is actually a gang hideout. But when it comes to the single player, that actually means nothing. Though I'm unsure whether or not the story events of Red Dead Online are canon, but regardless, at least we know the Loft is an outpost for at least hunting, but by the looks of it, it appears as if there's some military purpose to it as well. Because A, it's well made, B, there's rations all over the place, C, only having one bed in such a spacious interior and everyone else sleeping outside stinks of military hierarchy, and D, there are bloody cannonballs in the cellar, man. What good's shooting a deer with a cannon? Not to mention the communications device that looks like a telegraph or something, which would imply that they would have someone to communicate with, someone who also has this kind of device. And I'd imagine that they weren't particularly cheap back in the day, so this place does strike me as quite well funded. And this incredible view would provide the perfect vantage point both for hunting and overseeing the area. As a little side note, the Loft actually does have its own tag when you take a picture of it or the area around it. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, it's just an interesting little detail. So all in all, the Loft is quite an interesting little place, but to conclude this video, I reckon that this was an outpost for both hunting and military purposes. Of what manner I do not know, but this place is equipped to its teeth, and seems to have a little bit more to it than just a simple hunting lodge. As for its inhabitants, who appear to have just up and left very recently at that, will they come back? How did they vanish? There don't appear to be any signs of any struggles or anything, so maybe they just left. But why? Did something happen to them? Were they abducted by aliens? Or did they simply go out on a trip and they aren't supposed to come back until we're gone? As a simple explanation for not inhabiting this place with NPCs. Either way, this is a fun location filled with ammunition and provisions if you want to go ahead and stock up. I don't know, it still feels as if there's something about this place that I'm not getting, but please do let me know what you think about the Loft down in the comment section. But there we go, I guess. That's our video on the Loft. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section. What is this place for? Why is it here? And I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.